Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to another monster video. So in today's video I'm back with another analysis. This is going to be the last analysis I'm going to be doing. I'm just kidding, this isn't the actual last analysis, but it is for the Alpine era. We have the monster Junkjowl, which is going to be a part of the bounty hunt, and it's actually the bounty hunt exclusive monster. In today's video I'm going to be doing an analysis, so I hope you're all excited. If you are, make sure you drop a like, subscribe. Anyways, let's go and get started. So yeah, if you guys haven't seen my video on the Alpine era ending, you know, the bounty hunt leaks and everything like that, the leak video, make sure to check that out, because as you guys may or may not know, this is going to be the last monster for the Alpine era. So yeah, we have Junkjowl, which is a earth and magic supporter, not an attacker. Yeah, surprising, right? So this monster is actually in the Evil Legions as well, mechanical book as well, and then I don't know what that is. It looks familiar. Is it? It's not Underwellers, no? What? I don't know what that is. I forgot. But anyways, so let's go ahead and start off with the skills first. I wanted to put my face cam all the way on top left instead of the normal bottom right, because, you know, you guys, I don't want to block off the skills and everything for you guys. So we have Eternal Kernel, which is a random element hater to one ally, and then life regen to one ally. Now that is actually not a bad skill, but it's also not a good skill either, because if you can get the right element hater, you're good. But then again, you're gambling on that, you know what I mean? So the only thing you're really guaranteed with is the life regen. So if the enemy is not running that specific element, if they don't have that specific element, then you're going to be screwed, you know what I mean? So it's just that you gotta, that's the only thing that is going to screw you up a little bit. Magic Mist is the next skill, and it's double damage to all allies, heals all allies by 30%. I really like this one. I think Magic Mist is going to be a popular skill that people are going to run for sure. Now the only issue with this is that there's no NER skills, so you can't really remove negative status effects if your monsters have like denials or whatever else, you know what I mean, tortures. Unfortunately, you can't really get rid of it. As a supporter, it's your job to basically take care of your team and support it as much as possible. That means, you know, providing any type of damage boost, healing, shield, or protections, or even NER, especially NERs. Mortal Jaws is the next skill, and that is removing evasion from all enemies, low earth damage to all enemies, and then vulnerability to all enemies. That's not the best, to be honest. Junk Meal, heavy earth damage to an enemy, applies artifact hater to all allies. So overall, I'm actually kind of disappointed in the skill set that this monster has for us. Now, even the traits aren't really the best. You have basically, I believe that's either hardened or tough trait, but it doesn't really matter. Rank 1 cooldown immunity, and then rank 3, I believe that's life regen to everybody or just himself. Taking a look at the stats, we get about 1.9 million life, 36,768 power, and 20,528 speed. Now the life's actually not bad, it's actually pretty good, but if you take a look at the speed, that's something that we haven't seen in a while. So 20,528 for the current Alpine era, this actually brings them all the way up. Like his speed right now is the highest speed stat, obviously not as high as the ancestral monsters, but it is pretty high at 150. So 20,528, that definitely brings him up even higher than Gonzo or even Bruisard. Now I was right with the area life regen. I mean, I had a thought, I might as well. I mean, area life regen, that's the only thing that's kind of decent. Other than that, hardened and cooldown immunity, that's kind of useless. I really don't like the traits overall. Even like the life regen, yeah, it being the AoE life regen, I feel like it could have still been something better than that. Like I would have taken a rare damage boost, that would have been cool. Relics, we have Trap and Amulet. That's actually not bad for this monster, although I would have taken, like, I know I complain about like a lot about certain small things, but it makes a huge difference in battles, in monsters as well. So I'm just giving my honest opinion on what I think about a specific monster, because that's what you guys want to see, I'm sure, right? You don't want me to just, you know, lie my way out of there, you know what I mean? Is thinking, oh, you know, this monster is decent or this monster is pretty good just because it has this, and just ignore the trait or the life or speed, whatever it is, you know what I mean? So I point out the good parts and also the bad parts. So Relic, on the other hand, Trap, Amulet, that's a good combo, but I would have taken an SN. I mean, come on, SNs are really good for monsters, especially supporters like this. So it would have been cool to have something like that, but it's okay. We have Trap and Amulet. So for Amulet, you can run like Antlerion's Amulet. There's a lot of amulets, really. Traps, you can run like Adderlast Trap or a different type of trap, whatever you want to run. Oh, Wasteland was the book that I was actually thinking about. So this monster is in 3 books for Team Wars. It's actually very good, and it is double element. So yeah, this monster is going to be in multiple eras for sure, like restrictions. So if you do tend to invest in him, I mean, he's going to be useful in those books and also elements. Now let's go ahead and get into the skills that weren't mentioned up there. So we have moderate magic damage to one enemy, applies vulnerability to one enemy. Okay, I mean, it's alright. 0 cooldown, 23 stamina cost, and his magic element. So Yeah, you're dealing the magic damage, applying the vulnerability. It is spammable if you want to run it, but I don't think anybody's going to. Metallic Jaws, I believe this is what it was actually mentioned up there, no? Maybe not. Metallic Jaws, it's a low earth damage to all enemies, removes evasion from all enemies, 30 stamina costs, 0 cooldown. And then you have Enraging Mist, which is a double damage to one ally. It looks like this is actually a spammable double damage. So if you do run this, as long as you have the 30 stamina, you can keep spamming the double damage to whoever you want. Now, I would say this is worth running if you do think about it. Now, medical, or yeah, medic canal, I think that's supposed to be medical mist. Anyways, it heals everybody by 50%. That's actually really good. I really like this AoE skill. I think this monster can be pretty good if you like combine the healing with the double damage, or if you want to do the AoE double damage, you can do that too. This monster is a very good healer with damage boost combined together, but again, no NERs, which actually that's the only thing that really upsets me besides the traits, the horrible traits. Anyways, the other ones we've already seen, that was already mentioned. Obviously, I do want to take a look at the ultimate. Goodbye Scrap, which removes positive statistics from all enemies, disables traits on everybody, and then very heavy magic damage and applies mega possession. That ultimate is actually very good. I like that. So if I had to run 4 best skills for this monster, me personally, if I had this monster maxed out or whatever, or I just owned it, what I would do, I would actually run, let me see. Oh, you do have Artifact Hater to everybody that they didn't mention up there, by the way, Junkjowl. So this is also the skill that got nerfed, in case you guys didn't know. The Artifact Haters to everybody, this was actually nerfed. Before this, it like the way it was worded, basically you deal the damage, you apply artifact, or you'd have the Artifact Hater, but basically if the enemy's Artifact Hater, and it basically gives you 4x damage boost, and you'll be able to deal quite a lot of damage. But they actually nerfed it. If you take a look at my leak video, I actually explain it better. It's written better, so make sure to check that out. But me personally, I would actually run Junkjowl, because that Artifact Hater, especially if you're going up against a specific artifact monster, then you can actually deal an insane amount of damage. Like I'm talking about your attackers in your team, because you're applying it to everybody. So if you tend to run this supporter with an attacker, even like Grafania or whatever it is, they're going to destroy the enemy for sure. Mortal Jaws is also worth running, I would say, removing evasion, opening up the path a little bit for you if you are going up against evasion. That would be good for team wars, for example. Double damage and healing to everybody by 30%. I think that's also worth running. And then that's 3 skills, right? The 4th one, you don't want to run Eternal Kernel, because that's technically an RNG. Basically what that means is that the random elemental hitter, it could be beneficial, but it also can lead you to something that's useless. So the only thing you're benefiting from is the life regen. So I wouldn't really run Eternal Kernel if I were you. What I would do if I were you, I would actually run either this mist right here, the medical mist, I'm just gonna call it medical, but basically this medical mist, or the enraging mist. One of these two right here, they're actually worth running. So I would personally just do this one. But if you want to run the double damage, single target, 0 cooldown, you can do that as well. It's just the fact that we have the AoE one, but it is 2 turn cooldown compared to 0. So it's up to you if you want to do that. But overall, not a bad supporter. Although there is better options out there. Like for example, I actually personally like Albanasa like 5 times more than this monster. But if you're missing Albanasa, this isn't actually a bad option. You can definitely pick this monster up and run him. Now when it comes down to runes, you want to basically play with either speed or team speed. You can actually do mix of speed and team speed, I would say, because again, you have that double damage, and if you do tend to run this monster to take in first turn, apply the double damage, and then you have an attacker going in right after, he can basically do a lot more. Now also a on towards the healing skills is because it doesn't come with NER. So if the enemy actually applies negate healing to you, I believe that is, or reverse healing actually, reverse healing, both of them actually, negate and reverse, but especially reverse healing, it will actually hurt you a lot more than it benefits you, because there's no NER skills that comes with that. So basically you're not removing anything. When you're healing, that's actually going to hurt you and your teammates. So just be careful of that. But anyways, overall, not a bad monster, not a bad supporter. I was actually expecting more, to be honest, since it's a bounty hunt exclusive, something that you're actually paying a lot of money for, but it is what it is. So anyways, like I said, there are better supporters out there, but this one's not bad. It's pretty decent. Actually kind of like it, but again, I like Albanasa more. Me personally, if I had that monster, I would highly recommend investing that one over this one. But anyways, let me know your thoughts and opinions on this monster in the comments down below. That's gonna be pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next one. Peace out.